Welcome back to Lil Click Live Vacuum Spans and Machines. So today we're going to be working on this Dirt Devil vacuum here. I think it's a Dirt Devil Endura Express. This was brought to me to fix from some friends of mine. They said that the brush roll wasn't turning. They did also say that it was smoking, but she thinks it might be the belt. I did try to spin the brush roll and I couldn't, so that is a sign that the bearings might be seized. I am gonna, first I'm gonna heat up some food because I'm hungry, but I am gonna take it apart, remove the brush roll board just to be sure. And then I'm gonna remove the belt and also give it a run to see if, hopefully, because she did say there was smoke. Hopefully that was just the brush roll running, and that was just the belt burning off from the spinner that spins that makes the belt spin the brush roll, and not from the motor. And hopefully we didn't come across this too late, but we'll see. All right, so after finally being able to take out the brush roll, because I had to. Took out all the screws from the brush roll board right here. I gotta find a bag for those screws so I don't lose them, especially since this vacuum, like I said, is not mine. And then I also had to remove this as well. I just had to figure out how. Because I got it kind of in between, like right here. This little thingamabob, this little trapper, which is what I call the culprit to how they keep people from taking it apart, so they'll buy a new one. Not me, not today. So I'm gonna take this this belt off, and then run the vacuum to make sure that nothing had happened to the motor or anything, because a lot of motors on these $40 vacuums are very sensitive. They can burn out real easily. That's pretty much, actually, you know what, that's pretty much belt driven vacuums in general, but it really is more on vacuums like these. So what I'm gonna do with, but as you can see here, let me put my camera down right here so I can show you guys. As you can see here, none of the bearings on the brush roll are spinning. You can see they're seized, which means that they're seized. So the brush roll is most likely gonna be replaced, and I'm gonna let my friends know. But yep. All right, so let's go and give this thing a whirl. I'm just gonna let it run for 2 seconds. I am hoping that this thing is fixable and that the smoking was really just from the belt, because I hate seeing a vacuum that's unsaved.
Time to do some sewing. That's going towards rents. Oh yeah, that's going towards real estate. And that's going towards a new
I guess we'll see. All right, so let me do one more thing just real quick. Alright, so good news, it is running. I was gonna film it when I gave it one more whirl, but when I was flipping it back over, I must have hit the button because it turned on when I plugged it in. But it is working, so that shows that nope, this vacuum is not dead. Just needs a new brush roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and message my friends and let them know. I'm gonna keep this here in case they want it back, maybe to see if I can order a new brush roll. I might try to order one if I can. Right now I can't because I'm on a bit of a budget, but I guess we'll see. I just got the new brush roll, and I'll show you guys one thing that I did to make sure that it was a legit brush roll, and I didn't have to have it sent back, because it It was one where someone took a picture of it, if that makes sense, and this was brand new, and this does look pretty brand new. There's a few little marks on it, but I think that's just probably from, you see it even has a little line on it, which I guess is to tell people where to put which, where to place it where the belt is. It did also come with, let's see what I put it, there it is. It did also come with a brand new belt, but I'm gonna put the old belt on so that way they can have this belt as a backup in case the belt breaks. One thing I did do was kind of twirl it around a little and make sure that the bearings on this one was seized, so it was legit, so that way I would know and not have to take it back. Or whether or not I would have to take it back instead of wasting my time. And also so that way I wouldn't put it on there and let's say this was a bad brush roll and these bearings were also bad and it ended up seizing and this time it caused the motor to go out because when you got something like a cheap China made vacuum, which I love all vacuums. I mean there's a few every now and then I'm not a fan of, but like I don't judge vacuums by how they're made, if that makes sense. But um, but yeah, I went. But yeah, one time I made that mistake with the Bissell vacuum that I had. I only got to use it once, and as I got the new brush roll on it, I started using it, and the bearings ended up seizing. I ended up just kind of giving that vacuum to someone who I think scraps parts
Let's start with the action.
because I had that vacuum for years and it just sat there for years until I finally got that brush roll and it ended up seizing. So, yep. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this brush roll back on, and while I'm talking to you guys, so this is I think maybe a few weeks after I did the first few clips because I had to wait for it to get ordered, as you saw in the video on that little background, that little title I did. I also have, so I got a couple videos coming up for this channel. Just bear with me, because with all the other channels, I only have so little time. But I know you guys saw the video of this Galaxy fan and my Lakewood fan. I've been using my Lakewood fan, so it's in here, and this thing actually blows pretty good. I haven't used this one yet because, like I said, I want to make sure since it won't spin on low if you do it with isolate mode. I want to make sure that nothing needs to be fixed on it before I use it when I'm asleep, because even though I won't make it isolate, still I want to make sure that nothing else is wrong with the motor, so that way when I use it when I sleep, if there is something wrong with the motor, it doesn't mess up and end up catching on fire. Then also there's this Hoover vacuum. I bought this with the Lakewood fan. I don't think I said that in the video or not that I did with those fans, but this is a Hoover self-propelled ultra wind tunnel, first bag vacuum in years in my collection. Also first bag vacuum that hopefully works. I haven't given it a whirl yet. I will soon, but I saw this with the fan and I just had to have it because I haven't had a bag vacuum in my collection in a few years. The last one I did was also a Hoover wind tunnel, but it ended up something was wrong with the brush roll and everything, and it was missing the hose and no bags. I got it from YouTuber Bravex, and he said he would send me the hose, but he never did. So that poor vacuum ended up going with that Bissell vacuum I was talking about. But so when I found this one, and I've always been a huge fan of Hoover wind tunnels. So when I found this one, and being the fact that I've been looking for, especially after, like I said, the mishap with that other wind tunnel vacuum, to look for finally look for a bag vacuum in my collection. I just had to have it. It even came with its own bag, and it looks like whoever had this last ended up putting maybe a fresh new bag in there. But anyway, and you are going to see a video of this soon, and also a video of my Kirby. I'd show you guys, but I'm not going to go all the way in my room because I'm trying to get this done here because it's 7:21 p.m. at night, and I want to get this done since I told my friend that I would bring it to her at the gym because her sister is my trainer. But yep, So let me go ahead and get this situated, and I'll be back in a flash. Sorry about that. Camera thought I was recording upside down for some reason, but so I got the brush roll and the belt all intact. I'm gonna quickly test the vacuum. I'm just gonna have it on for like 2 seconds just to make sure the belt is not gonna. Since that's the old belt, I'm gonna make sure the old belt isn't gonna come off, and I need to put the new belt on after all. It is tight, isn't it? Okay, good, it is. I want to make sure that this is in here and safe in place as well. So we're gonna see. Okay. Belt's not moving. Kids, do not try that at home. I know what some people are going to say, especially my mother when she sees this. And yes, that was incredibly a stupid thing to do, but y'all got to understand, I got to make sure it's not going to come off. But yep, looks like everything's working good. I'm going to put this back together, and then I'm going to give it a whirl with like a little late night vacuuming. Because I do need to vacuum, so that's a win. And so I do need to vacuum. Sorry. But yeah, I do need to vacuum anyway, and I obviously have to test this vacuum to make sure that it's picking up and there's nothing else wrong with it. So it's a win-win. But yep, I'm gonna put it back together and then we'll give this thing a whirl. All right, let's try again, shall we? Whatever filter they put in here, it smells nice. Alrighty. Looks like the brush roll on it works good, and there's nothing else wrong with it. This thing actually sucks up pretty good, but yep. Looks like this thing is all done and ready to go. I just got to put on that little piece over there. I didn't just vacuum this side in the little living area. Wasn't a full-on vacuum, so I was mainly testing it, and it's just mainly like spot vacuuming, because I just don't feel like vacuuming the whole house tonight, since I'm probably gonna end up vacuuming again anyway, because I gotta test that vacuum over there, and then also I'll need to vacuum anyway, probably because because my kitchen, since it's the entryway to the house, that floor gets dirtiest the most. And this rug gets dirty easily, and etc. But back to the video. So yep, everything else in this vacuum looks good, and the brush roll looks good. So this vacuum is ready to go back to its owners. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.